Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the Insane Manic here, back at it again with another video. I wanted to talk about Black Clover, and I wanted to talk about spoiler Black Clover. So if you were not caught up to chapter, at the very least, 242, do not read, do not watch or listen to this video, because I want to talk about something involving that. That chapter came out last week, although it will relate to things in the new chapter anyway, but still, the point is, this is spoiler Black Clover. So if you do not read the manga or not caught up to the manga, don't watch this video. So I wanted to talk about the recent development in the manga, and I'm not talking about the double transformation that has been making its rounds all across Twitter and social media, because anytime there's new transformations in Shonen Jump, that character's image gets thrown every fucking where, which is essentially what is done, which is what has happened with Asta's new form. But that's not what I'm going to talk about, because a lot of people already made videos on that, and to me that's not the most interesting part, or the part that will be relevant for like a little while. The part that's only going to be relevant for a little while is the situation with Gauche. So for those who don't know, or if you don't give a fuck about spoilers, I'll go ahead and explain anyway. We're in a new arc. We have these 3 new devil users, like Asta, who also uses a devil. And the devil that Asta, Vanessa, Gauche, Gray, and Henry are currently fighting, is trying. He's looking for Yami, but Yami wasn't there, so he's fucking with them until Yami gets back. Essentially, his name is Dante. He uses the devil, which we find out the name is Lucifer. I think it's not technically. I don't think he's considered Satan, but the name of the demon is Lucifer. And he's curb stomping the shit out of Asta, and then they're having this argument about how the thing that makes you human is the evil nature, like the hatred and anguish and that kind of shit. It's those evil things that humans have that makes them human. And Asta's like, no, it's the ability to control those emotions and use them for the right reasons is what makes you human. And then he's like, well, I'm going to prove my point. And he proves his point by stabbing Gauche in the chest with a giant rock sword, presumably killing him, which causes him to rage out into the demon form that you've probably seen on Twitter. And that's the premise of what's currently going on. And that's why we're in the current conversation whether Gauche is going to die or not, especially considering a few chapters ago they killed half of the Golden Dawn members, which included a couple of characters who have names like Hammond. And so a lot of people think these first interactions with the Triad are all going to lead to deaths and like characters and them getting their asses whooped. Noelle losing the Heart Queen and probably gaining Undine as a spirit, possibly. I'm thinking in terms of the Black Bulls, Yami definitely, Gauche possibly, and then we've already lost half the Golden Dawn members, and they took William. So that's the current situation. They also might possibly take Vanessa too. That's a whole nother issue, which I think is intentional, because then it creates a situation where some of the most important or broken characters are now pulled out of the game. And the concept is fine, but the issue, I guess, is whether or not they're going to kill Gauche. Whether Tabata's going to let Gauche die. And I don't personally believe so, because Gauche... Now, here's the conflicting issue. Gauche, I think, of the Black Bulls is the least liked. I think he is the least... Like, if you did a poll of the Black Bulls, I think he is the least liked Black Bull. I'm trying to think, it's probably him. Finral has gone up a lot. Yami was already top tier. Noelle, Asta, Charmy are top tier. Vanessa, high. Luck, I think, has always been a favorite in the Black Bulls. It's weird, because to me, he's fine, but I don't know why I think he's liked because he's cute, realistically. Magna, Zora, I think literally Gauche is the least liked Black Bull. And Gray's probably down there too, but Gray's cute and attractive, so she can't ever be terrible. So I'm thinking Gauche is the least liked Black Bull. So popularity-wise, it wouldn't surprise me that he was going to kill him. His development has been pretty basic in the sense that, like, so we know his backstory, we know his history, we know how he is as a character, and the few arcs that he's had some changes, it's been kind of the same idea. Like when he's with Asta, the first arc, against like Sally and Lich and everything and Voltos. You have that arc where he changes a little bit, and then it happens again later on with him, Gordon, Gray, and Henry against Voltos, Sally, and Raditz. Raditz. I never pronounce his name consistently. Raditz. It's not Raditz, but I want to call him that because it's so easy to fuck up that name. But it's in the premise of his whole change as a character. Even the stuff with like in the Water Temple arc with him and Charmy and Gray, where he's like, I almost reverted to my old self, where he cares more about his sister than anything in the world. His premise of his development has been, even the stuff at the end of the elf arc, when his elf self is freed from his body, it's him being essentially all tsundere about how he ain't shit. There's too much with Gosh, it's too much with Ghost to do to me to get rid of him so early, especially considering this is the beginning of the fucking arc. I realistically think this is inherently meant for Asta in his transformation, and it probably is going to lead to change for Gray specifically, but maybe even Henry and Gordon, but specifically is going to do a lot for Gray and her character development, who I would argue is the least developed Black Bull. Next to Gordon. I think Gordon's the other one. Gordon has a little bit on her, because at least we've met Gordon's family. Gordon's gotten more chapters more than dedicated to him than Gray has. So, needless to say, I believe this is primarily for Gray. I don't personally think he's going to be killed. Now, a lot of people are concerned because, of course, in Shonen series, there's this current conversation that goes on about killing characters, and we don't want Black Clover to turn into another fairy tale, especially also what happened with last arc, where Julius was fine, William wasn't dead, Patry was revived. Like, no one died in that arc from that timeline, unless you count, like, Lumiere or Lich. So, but, like, everybody else was fine. I think that's the reason why, and I think he's going out his way at the beginning of this arc to be like, this ain't going to be the same thing. But to me, it just seems too early. But the problem is, it then fucks up with the idea that every arc will have, the three main characters of Black Clover, which is what it feels like now, is Yuno, Asta, and Noelle. They're all split up and they're all in three different areas. Yuno with the Golden Dawn, Asta with part of the Black Bulls at the base, and Noelle in the Heart Kingdom with the Heart Queen and Mimosa and shit. It's obvious the theme that seems to be going on is, like I said, the Triad members are going to take someone and kill someone. So either they're going to take the Heart Queen or kill her. I would like to be optimistic and say take her, because it makes less sense to kill her right now. It'd be like it's the Julia situation again, where she'll get that one fight to show off how strong and powerful she is and then die. I feel like, but it's also meant for Noelle's development, because of course the girl has the same fucking demon that fucked up her mother. So it makes sense. I don't know. But getting back to the Ghost situation, I think the reason why he'll survive is for one or two reasons. Either A, he ends up taking Yami, because I imagine Yami's going to come through in the middle of this fight. Or they're going to do what they did with the Golden Dawn stuff and like skip part of it. Which would surprise me, but you could get away with doing. And the compromise is like, listen, if you allow me to use my magic to save Ghosh, to like reverse fate and save him from dying, or if you can save him from dying, I'll go with you willingly. Because he already wants to make Vanessa his woman. And it would make sense to take out Vanessa. If Vanessa ends up going with them, that means you lose your automatic dodge or evade character, and then you lose your powerhouse in the form of losing Yami. Because they're going to lose Yami. There's no way in my mind that makes me think you're going to lose Yami. I just don't believe you're not. So, with that being stated, that could be a trade-off. I also have a sneaking suspicion that after everything is said and done, I think he's just going to take Vanessa like dead ass. Like, either he's going to beat Asta and just take Vanessa, and Yami's going to get pissed that you stabbed Ghosh and you fucking took Vanessa, or Yami's going to get there and he's going to kill Vanessa. I mean, Yami's gonna get there, and he's gonna take Yami and Vanessa anyway. I think Vanessa is pretty much as soon as a character like Dante's like, "You're my woman," it's like fuck, because and I'm like, damn it. So they'll lose that, and then if you lose the Heart Queen, you lose the vision everywhere, which is a whole nother problem. So for me personally, that's the assumption I'm going with, is that I think Ghost will more than likely be healed either through a bargaining with Dante, or two, Gordon will heal him. And a lot of people are like, where the hell did the Gordon theory come from? Like I said, Ghost's clique. The Black Bulls seem to have their own cliques now. The fact that they mentioned in the chapters before that Magna and Zora have been hanging out a lot tells me the new clique is Magna, Zora, and Luck. The other clique is obviously Asta, Noelle. Asta, Noelle most of the time. Finral seems to be pretty stuck with them too now. They used to put Finral and Vanessa together a lot. They don't do it as much, at least in the last arc or so. But Asta and Noelle are pretty close together all the time, and then they can rotate through the Black Bulls. So my sneaking suspicion is that, and then obviously the main group that may even come up with this in the first place is Ghosh, Gray, and Gordon. Also, you could include Henry in that. They seem, especially in the last two arcs, they seem to especially pair Ghosh and Gray up a lot. Ghosh and Gray have been together a lot since the Seabed Temple arc, and then they've started including Gordon during the beginning of the Elf Invasion. So, that being kind of his squad, and the fact that he can still, I feel like there's more for Ghosh to do, and this could lead to him getting new abilities, or Gray learning a new, I thought that was what was going to happen, is that Gray's going to learn a new transformation ability. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't think he's dead. I think Gordon, and the fact that we know that Gordon's been training with his parents or his family to use his poison magic for healing purposes, which turns him into our legit hero. Like, obviously, Charmy's meant for mana recovery, but she's also a powerhouse. The problem with Gordon is that Gordon's already said he doesn't use his poison magic against humans because he doesn't want to kill people. So now you have a poison user who clearly doesn't use his moves 90% of the time. So the trade-off is having Gordon use them as a healer. And because it's Gordon, someone who already looks like he deals in the occult, I think he could possibly do it. So I'm thinking Gordon's going to save Ghosh, and they're going to turn that into a gag, and it's going to lead into development for Gray. And possibly Ghosh if he lives. That's where I'm at personally. I think Ghosh is fine, but we're probably going to lose Yami and Vanessa. I think almost 100% we're losing Vanessa. We're probably going to lose Vanessa. Asta's going to get curb stomped in a minute. And then possibly the Heart Queen might die. The only reason why the Heart Queen thing to me is debatable, because I'm like, dude, you still got Real and Charmy and fucking... You have Real, Charmy, Vanessa... Real, Charmy, Noelle, Leopold, Luck possibly, Mimosa, and Laura Pachica herself. Like, I feel like that's gonna be the hardest battle, cause bruh, like, that's a captain, that's the brother of another captain. Charmy to me is already kind of like, she's either as strong or in the same tier as Yami. Like, when she's full wolf, Charmy is like, up here, motherfucker. So, the only way I'm thinking she's going to curb stomp him is having a bunch of distractions to where they can't come and intervene. And Noelle's going to get curb stomped. I hope Noelle gets to show off a new ability, but I imagine Noelle's going to get curb stomped. And Mimosa will save Noelle, but maybe couldn't save Laura Pachica. I don't know, but I think Ghosh is fine. I keep flipping between the names because the anime and some of the material I read flips between his names. I think it's pronounced Ghosh, but it's spelled Gosh. It's spelled like Gauze. It's like Gauche. I don't know. But leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'm curious what everyone else thinks about this, because we're in an interesting time in Black Clover. We're in like a turbulent section of a new arc. So I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm also curious to see if we're going to see more of the other captains. That's the other interesting thing. You're taking some of the bigger captains out of the game. you take William and Yami, who were like focal points of the last arc, out of the game early. Does that mean we get to see more like of Jack and Nozel and Dorothy? And the only thing I don't like about Dorothy, they never explain why Dorothy has been asleep up until that point. Like, I'm curious if Dorothy's whole lore, like if her ability with dream magic, it's a trade-off. If she uses her dream magic, like her ultimate dream magic, does it force her into like a sleep coma where she's still conscious, but she's technically physically asleep? I'm curious, because Dorothy's magic we don't know a lot about. We've only seen her in one fight. And then we got our new Purple Orca captain that we don't know a lot about. We only know what his ability is. Fugoleon, who am I missing? We don't know where Marileona's been, or the elves. There's a lot of shit, so we'll see what happens. The hell, we could have a save from the elves. We don't fucking know. I'm curious. I'm just genuinely curious how this is gonna go. But leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. This has been your boy, the Insane Game Man Nick. The Insane Game Man Nick. And let me know how you feel about Black Clover. How you feel about Black Clover. How you feel about Black Clover?